In this episode of Kitchen Dads, we're doing a roasted vegetable soup. Just pure vegetables with some spices. It's great. Stay tuned. When it's cold or chilly out, what warms you up on the inside? A bowl of soup. We found that we can take things we have around the house. Sometimes we're cooking and we have a little extra left over, some zucchini or squash and some onions or peppers. And if you don't have anything left over, well then go get the things that you like. This is really about making what you like. And you're gonna have to make it more than once so you can find out how it tastes. We're gonna take some simple vegetables, we're gonna season them, we're gonna roast them, and then we're gonna puree them into a nice, very savory, satisfying soup. So let's get started. We're gonna take about 5 cloves of garlic, 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. We've already peeled these. We're gonna chop them up a little bit. We don't need to chop them up too much because we're gonna go ahead, remember, we're gonna roast everything, right? We have our onion. Right? We want some bigger chunks, right? So we're gonna put this on our roasting pan. Don't worry about where they're going because we're going to mix it all together. I have a leftover tomato. It was getting time for this tomato, something to do with this tomato, so I'm going to cut it into big sections and we're going to roast that. All right. Now I have some, if you want to add a little sweetness to anything, here's a tip that you can add some carrots because they have some natural sweetness to them. I don't have a big regular carrot. If I did, I'd probably add 1, maybe 2, but here's some smaller carrots, about 4 to 5 of those, fingerly carrots. We have some peppers that I had left over from my garden. We're going to go ahead and we sliced them down the side. We took out the seeds. We're going to go ahead and we're going to roast these too. Okay. Got 1 nice zucchini. I'm going to cut it in some bigger chunks. You probably want nothing more maybe than a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. With something this thick. The other things are thinner. They're going to cook faster. This, you want to make sure it gets done all the way through, so I'll probably say good, 1/2 inch chunks, somewhere to 1/4 inch chunks. And then I had a couple yellow squash left over. I'm going to cut these up. This is something that you can make. It's very simple. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It goes great with a small sandwich or a meal by itself. All right, so we have everything on our roasting pan. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to give everything a nice coating of olive oil. Don't worry about it. We're going to mix it all together. You want to make sure that you mix the olive oil in with everything. All right. But then we're going to put some salt and pepper, fresh ground pepper, and some salt. Here at Kitchen Dads, we either use Himalayan salt or sea salt. That's it. We take this, we turn our oven on at 375, we roast it for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You want to see everything that's turning kind of like a nice brown color. And actually, because we're going to puree this, if we overcook it a little bit, it's a little darker. That's a good thing. It's going to bring some more of those roasted flavors into it. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so our vegetables have roasted. They smell great. Now, anytime you put a hot tray or anything down on your cutting board, whether it's wood or plastic, put a towel down so you don't burn the board or melt the plastic. Now these are going to be hot, so I'd get some tongs. And depending on how big your blender is, you might have to do this in batches. All right. Like with everything else, start it low and then move it to a higher speed. All right, now we're going to pour this batch in. Wow, really cool yellow. Now this is kind of a thick soup right now. Let's move these things out of the way. This is kind of a thick soup right now. You can see it from the cam, but you can see the thickness of it, right? What I like to do, this is up to you. We're gonna put in about a cup of half and half. I'm sorry, about a half a cup of half and half. If you don't want to use half and half, you can use Greek yogurt is fine, all right? And if you don't want any of that flavor, you can use probably about a half a cup of chicken stock, right? We're gonna incorporate this in. You can put it on the stove to keep it warm. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to mix this up. And again, I'm not going to season this anymore with any salt and pepper. You can if you want to. I'm going to leave it up to the individual person. But look at this wonderful, wonderful color. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to put just a dash of salt, a little bit of pepper, some Parmesan Reggiano cheese, of course. And where's my spoon? I need a spoon. Roasted vegetable soup. Can't get much healthier than this. It's fantastic. Have it with a little sandwich or a side salad. Your kids are gonna love it. You will too.